I've got pets. Okay, my spectators over here. So Dee does stuff, and today I'm going to be setting up for my pet or pets. Basically, I've moved to Suffolk and have a house and a nice amount of space and garden and stuff. And what we found that I want to keep as pets are some spiders. Now this guy is really tiny. It's hard to see him. He is a jumping spider. He is a sling. It's a little tiny one. And so what I'm going to do is make an enclosure. Now, I've already messed up this video because he has a larger brother. So I'm just going to span you over there so you can see it. I can't zoom in because I'm on this tripod and I'm trying so many things. But you can kind of see it moving. Let me go grab him. Right here. And I already made this enclosure and I thought I was recording and I wasn't. So you didn't get to see the shenanigans that happened when I tried to get him in there. So there is Hank, and this is Sprite. And then I have a third one, which I had introduced, but I'll wait to introduce him when I get to do his enclosure. So there we go. I've misted it and he is exploring, and I have given him a place to jump with the rope. And so yeah, we're gonna see how this goes. I'm gonna put him back. And we're gonna get back to this guy. So I'm gonna do the same thing, but not as intense because he is quite smaller. I just wanna give him some spots to be able to crawl on. So this was the bottom piece. It's a plastic, whatever, it's been rinsed off and everything like that, of that over there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tuck this down into the corner, right? And I'm going to throw some substrate. Now substrate is a bunch of dirt. Now technically they don't really need it. It's from what I've been, reading up on things. But they may need a little bit of moisture, so I'm just going to put a tiny bit in here to cover some. And maybe I should put some down first. Yeah, let me do this again. Let me do this in reverse. And some moss, a little bit of moss that'll help to hold any kind of moisture and some humidity, because I don't want them to dry out, but we shall, doing my best here, trying to keep a pet here. So there we go. That's in there. Let me spray it a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna throw in a little bit more just to cover that little bit of part that's there that looks funny. Okay. I'm also going to put in some rope for him as well, okay, which is going to be this little piece of rope. I'm going to tuck it in under one of these legs, and I think I'm going to let me take a little bit more of this moss to kind of try to wedge it on the bottom to hold it vertically, something like that. Right? I don't know if that's going to work out very well, but that's what he's getting. So the idea is that, I would have, maybe I should not have it be so unyieldy in terms of spread. But that's going to be pretty much his enclosure. And so the same thing when I go to open it, these webbing things are there. Let me trim them down just slightly, because I want him to have height, but I don't necessarily want him to be able to get it entangled with his web too much, because they do create their webs on the top. So for what I'm learning how to be a good spider mommy is that they web on the top, and so when I go to open up, they probably will have their web up here. When I go to open up and throw some food in there, which will be fruit flies, they are hunters, these little guys. The ventilation is the same, cross ventilation and top ventilation. And so right now this is the enclosure, and we're going to take the little tiny guy, which once he's in here I probably won't see him for a while. He's so small. Hold on a second. Okay. So let me finish putting this to, okay, this is, I think this is done. I kind of feel like I want to put a rock, but I don't have a rock that's that small to put in there. If I had a little tiny rock, I might. I could always add it later. Something, because the only other rock I have right now is like way too big. So yeah, I didn't plan for him that well. All right, so now let's take this guy out. And so with this one, I'm not that much scared of it as the other one, which is silly. How many be scared of my pet, right? Do you see him right there? So we're just gonna try to get him to come in here. And come on, in, come on. There you go. His little web to dangle off, and now he is in his enclosure. I might have to adjust these little furry things. So that is down, two down. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. So he's over by the water that I sprayed, so he probably was a bit thirsty. Let me open this up. You can see him there. Now I say him because he's also very dark, so I'm assuming he's black, but he, you know, through molting and stuff, they may change. Who knows what this really will be? But yeah, so that's where we are right now. Come on. Yeah, this piece of rope has to change because this is driving me crazy. So let me see, can I show you? He is, where'd he go? Damn, they're fast. Well, he's in there. Oh, he's on the rope. It's hard to see. He is on the rope down on the bottom, so you can see him on the shot right here by my finger. So he's exploring. So that's the second one. He's got his nice little home. And now we're gonna go to the third one. Now, the third one was also found in the house. I don't know if it was found in the house, because we found one in the house and a couple in the yard. But it's this guy right here. Now this guy does scare me a little bit, freaks me out, because he's not a jumping spider, basically. I did a Google zone, you know, took a picture, did that lens thing, Google feature, whatever, and he appears to be resembling a wolf spider. Now they can bite, they do have venom, but it's nothing harmful. It's like a bee sting to a human being. They don't spin webs, so he is more ground based. So him having some stuff to crawl on, I'm gonna kind of do the same type of environment, but I don't expect to see him above on the top. I would have to really look for him. So it's gonna be a bummer because he kind of matches the substrate, but we shall see what happens. So here is he's Henry. So here's his box, and I'm gonna do the same thing with putting some dirt down inside, and there we go, some dirt in there. I'm gonna mist this first little batch of dirt and stuff, and so like when I go to mist and water the walls, they'll be able to get their water, their hydration. So we're going to put one of these bad boys in there as well again, right? And I am gonna put the rope. So yeah, you know what, I'm gonna put the rope. It'll be something he can climb on. Maybe he will, maybe he won't, I don't know, but why not? Okay, I'm gonna put that there. Throw a little more dirt on it. This is just a process. And you know, like I said, Judy does stuff, and I guess this would be under my shenanigans because who knew that this would be happening right now. But yeah, so there goes that. I could be getting this shit on my keyboard. Anyway, all right, we're gonna put that fake plant right there, and I am gonna also again put in another rock. So let me tuck this stuff down there, and let me put the rock up in the corner towards the front, because that way if he does, you know what, I need to move this out the way. If he does decide to hide, guess what, he'll hide in the front and I can maybe see him. So let me just put a little more substrate and cocoa fiber. wet it down just a little bit. Okay, so, and then we're gonna tuck this rock right here to the corner, so I have a little gap underneath there, and then we're going to put this with the leaves hopefully pressing onto the different items to hold them in place. Alright, so I think it looks good. I have a bunch of dirt. That doesn't mean I'm going to be trying to find any more critters, but hey, who knows. And I don't think if they got any bigger I would have to need to move them, because they're really kind of small right now. So right now this is what it's looking like, right? We've got rope he can climb if he wants to. I don't expect him to make any kind of webs on the top. So yeah, that is where we are right now. So let me put the thing on for a minute and let me show you. So we have a very similar setup of how it looks. Sorry for the glare. So that little rock is there, so he wants to hide over here, and then he has things to climb on. So, but like I said, he seems to be more of a ground based from what I read. So, and he hasn't really, he's been in there about the same amount of time as the other one in the holding pen, which, just in case anybody's wondering, yes, there are holes that I've punched out. They were ventilated, they have been fed and whatnot. So I don't know, I think I'm gonna have to get something that's a little more ground based in terms of food and feeding, because I don't know if he's going to be jumping up, because he's not a jumping spider, to grab onto you know, the fruit flies. So that'll be something that I will have to learn. So now let me be a scaredy cat again, and let me turn this over. And well, you know what, there seems to be some kind of webbing in there. So how fast do I have to be to get him out of here? Come on, get out, jump out. There you go, nice and easy. And he's in there. Ooh, I'm so scared. This was like, we gave him some kind of a worm and he did attack it and slowly make it into this little carcass. So he has eaten. This, I guess, is like little poos, I'm assuming. Anyway, so these things will maybe clean them out, I'm not sure. So let's see if we can see what he's doing, because like I said, he's brown and it's hard to see. But right now I saw him drop in there and it seemed like he had a web, like a you know, a web. Oh, he's right here. So he's up in here, right there, behind, you see him right there? On the back of the plant. And now he's moved to the front, and now he's in the center. If you can see him in there, he's in the center of the plant. I know I'm doing a horrible job, and the glare is not helping, and the focus is not helping. So, alright, so now I have my three little, let's see, move, come on baby, move. Come on, Henry, let's go. So some of the walls are like dirty from the spray, some kind of whatever. I think that they were a little bit dehydrated because it had been a while since I had gotten a chance to put, you see him, he's in the center of the plant. That's him. That's not dirt. I wish the glare wasn't so bad. Anyway, so that's my video. That's what I did today. That was my stuff. I housed my three little plant animals, my little Suffolk babies, Hank, Henry, and Sprite. And yeah, so I don't know. I will see how they eat, see how it goes, and maybe I'll even do some little short videos in terms of like doing a feeding and watching to see how they interact with the fruit flies and whatnot. So anyway, if you enjoyed this, if you think I'm crazy, then give it a like, thumbs up. Do what it's been asking you to do on the screen, which is to subscribe. Maybe you want to comment You can tell me what I'm doing wrong because I know that I'm doing things wrong. I'm trying my best. I'm hoping that this is a success. I'm not, I'm being hopeful, and yeah, I'll bring them back on the channel at another date. So thank you for watching, and until next time, see you later. Bye. Well, there he is, exploring. Gave him enough little things to move on. He actually jumped before. There, you saw him jump? He jumped to the roof of the enclosure, and now he's crawling around there, finally getting up there to explore. And so there he goes underneath him. You can see him there. Cool. So he's right there in the center. I don't have the top off. Shouldn't do that. It's probably rude. So I guess he likes a little bit of a hide, and he's just getting used to the environment in order to then maybe explore later on. I do need to clean up the sides so that I can better shots. Alright, but there he goes. Here's Hank. He's already been hanging out on the top over there. This is behind his backside, or underneath rather. He's moving around. I haven't seen him do much. He just scurried up to the top. I haven't seen him interact with anything in here yet. But